Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 72 of Preston Jensen's podcast. If you're new here, I'm your host, Preston. Tonight, I have my wife with me, Chelsey. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but the first thing I want to talk about is the weekend I had this past weekend. A group of friends, some friends that have actually been on this podcast. Isaac has been on this podcast, and James, my brother, has been on this podcast. Bo, my other friend, has not been on this podcast. I'm hoping I can get him on here in the future. But we all went to the Minnesota Vikings game, and we left. We did it all in one day. We're about 5 hours away from Minneapolis, and we left at 5 in the morning. Got to the football game just in time for the gates to open. US Bank Stadium is unreal. Chelsey hasn't had the chance to go there yet. She has to get there at some point because even like this past weekend, we went there. The Vikings played terrible. We were all very disappointed. After the first drive, they looked like they were going to have a big game. You know, they scored on their first drive. But things didn't go well after that. But we all still had a great time because of the production they put on at US Bank Stadium. One of the things that I noticed, I've been there a few times, and I think the first time I went, when the Vikings ran out onto the field, they had big fireballs that blasted up into the sky, and the guys ran out in between them. And that was awesome, very cool. Next time I went, it looked like they replaced the fireballs with some snow and loud music. This time, I was caught off guard because they made it look like it was snowing in the entire stadium when they did the announcements. And I had to look it up, how they did this, and it's actually big machines that blow almost like soap suds. And it looks like snow, but it actually isn't, and by the time it hits the ground, it's gone. It doesn't accumulate in the stadium, and they don't have to clean anything up, but...
And you don't feel anything?
You don't feel anything, no, but the atmosphere is just second to none. I can't imagine any other team has warm-ups like that, and during the whole game, when the Vikings were on defense, I couldn't even hear myself talk. So it was just blaring.
I remember you've said that from other games that it's really
you
loud
can
in there.
feel the audio in your chest.
It's
just a second to none experience. So if anyone is close to US Bank Stadium or in the area and has never gone, highly recommended. And I guess I wouldn't recommend doing the whole thing in one day, even though it's doable. We left at 5 in the morning. We got back at 10:30 at night. Totally worth it. But if you have the chance, maybe make a weekend of it or something. But it's always fun when you go with good friends. It was a good time, and hopefully we can do it again soon. We had great seats, 5th row in the end zone, so had a lot of fun. Chelsey had to stay home. She stayed home and cleaned all weekend, so when I got home, there was an awesome clean house. It was fantastic. But that was all kind of a side note. Tonight, I have Chelsey on. Chelsey is the biggest Office fan of all time. What a segue, huh?
That leads us into.
I know we always talk about our favorite TV shows on this podcast, or we have in the past, when you and I are on the show together. And, of course, our favorite show right now is Survivor.
Yes.
But...
that we watch together.
But your favorite show by far is The Office.
Yes.
And I watched The Office once, and usually that's the way it is for me. I watch shows one time, and after I watch them, I don't need to see them again. But Chelsey, on the other hand, how many years have you been watching The Office?
I'd say at least 6.
Yeah, 6 years, because back when we were in our apartment, that's when I watched it. And then now it's every time you're getting ready, every time we're going to bed, The Office is on.
Yep.
Every time we're just doing something around the house and we're not really watching TV, but just have something on in the background, it's always The Office.
Because it's something I can have playing, and I know what's happening, so I don't even have to watch it. I can just listen to it, and it's just something that's going.
And it is a great show. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed every second of it. You know, and after that, you got me into Parks and Rec.
Yep.
And both of those shows are shows that...
They're like lighthearted. Just, you don't have to think too hard.
Seems like a lot of stuff happens in every episode. And every episode is it 30 minutes?
It's about 20.
20? It's unbelievable.
I get through a lot.
It's unbelievable that much stuff can happen in each episode. But I remember when you were telling me about The Office, you've got to watch it. And I kept saying, nah, that just doesn't sound like something that would interest me too much. But after I got into it, it is one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's
funny.
Another thing off topic, but on the topic of TV shows, did you see the new, commercial for the Game of Thrones show coming out? There's a new one coming out that happens before the other
like
series.
A prequel kind of thing?
Yep. So you missed it. You're going to have to watch that after this. And I hope they go back and they totally redeem themselves for the ending they had on the last actual Game of Thrones show. But so she loves The Office. I'm going to test her tonight. You have a game.
But I don't know if I've ever played this.
The Office trivia. I saw it sitting on the shelf, and I thought, well, we'll see. This is going to be good
pressure.
to see.
Pressure.
The pressure is on. I would like to have,
because I don't feel like, I'm sure I know there's way bigger fans than I am. I'm just someone that really enjoys it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's you've seen it more than anybody I know. It would be fun if I knew another super fan. We could have a kind of a game show on this podcast. But let's just go through a few of these. I kind of read through a few before the show, and I thought, man, I don't even know who these characters are. And I should know because I should say
that I don't. I've seen all of the seasons like multiple times, and I've seen later seasons when Michael leaves, but the ones that I rewatch are always the ones that Michael is still in.
Oh, yeah.
So like the couple seasons that he's not in, like 8 and 9, I don't really watch those a ton. So if the questions are about those, I might not know exactly.
That's the same for me. After Michael left, I love Will Ferrell too. And even when he came on, it was just like, this just isn't
I liked
the same.
it. But he was only on for such a short time.
Right.
So.
And it was a great show. But yeah, you're right. He made it. All right. What is Creed? Is it Bratton's real name?
Oh, are there choices for me?
Nope. No choices. It's just the answer. So I couldn't even make up choices here. I probably could, but you'd get it right away.
I do remember an episode where he said, like, the last person who, I don't know, crossed him or challenged him was named Creed Bratton. So that's all I can remember. I don't know his real name. I
would have never guessed this, and I don't,
we'll probably be like,
me,
what is it?
William Charles Schneider. Would you ever remember that? See, when I read this at the start, I'm like, man, who is Creed even?
I'm already striking out.
All right. Okay, so I bragged about her. Maybe she's not as big a fan as...
I guess that ends it tonight. So thanks for joining us.
These are... Maybe I grabbed
the really hard ones? Well, I should be able to handle that, right?
Okay, let's see. How many Halloween episodes are there?
Oh, okay. Let me think.
My guess would have been 1, to be honest.
Are there like 4 or 5?
There's actually 6, it says on here.
Man.
0 for 2. Let's see here.
These are really specific.
Very specific. So I see there's different colors on here. So I'm
guessing I need to watch it more.
Oh, yeah, there's multiple choice here, too. Okay.
Okay. Maybe
All right, maybe we'll go to that. All right. In which season did Michael Scott leave to go live with Holly in Colorado?
After season 7.
Nope,
right?
it was actually the 7th season, so you were close.
Right, at the end of the 7th season, then he's done.
Well, if that's what you meant. I thought you meant after.
No, 7th season was his last season, and he left because he was getting married to Holly.
Boom.
He left.
How would you possibly remember that? All right, who wrote a published children's book that has no pictures?
BJ Novak.
Boom. Nailed it. So you're redeeming yourself here.
Yeah.
Which expression of Michael Scott's does Ricky Gervais
I know who you're talking about. Okay.
as David Brent say to him, bonding them instantly? Is it Gervais?
Is it that's what she said?
Boom. That's what she said. Now you're nailing these. How many different regional managers were there, including acting managers?
Of all these branches or what?
No, like of the paper company.
Of the Scranton branch?
Yep. How many different regional managers were there, including acting managers?
5 or 6?
9.
What?
9 of them. It says them here too. Michael Scott, Jim Halpert, Andy Bernard, Dwight Schrute, D'Angelo Vickers, Robert California, Nellie Bertram, Charles Miner, acting, and Creed Bratton, acting.
Oh.
So,
man. Okay, now.
Who's your least favorite of all those?
Oh, Robert California.
Yeah,
and
mine too. That was my least favorite. Once
he's just an odd character.
Didn't seem to fit for me. But
yeah.
All right. In which month did The Office premiere in 2005?
I don't know because I didn't watch it. Was it in the fall, like September?
March.
So in the spring. Okay, but I didn't jump on it until it was already done.
All right, if we're going to have a super fan on here. All right, but no, you're doing great here.
See, those super fans are probably the ones that started with it in 2005 and have just loved it ever since.
Right. All right, but I bet you've watched the series through how many times?
I don't even. I've watched it through so many times. I don't know.
7, do you think? Or more? More?
7?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Oh.
But probably not actually sat down and watched it. You just had it on. Or maybe you have watched it 7 times.
I watched quite a bit of it, but
so
like if it's playing, but...
Have you watched this just as much as you've watched Parks and Rec, or have you watched
I've watched this more. Parks and Rec, I think I've just watched 2 or 3 times maybe.
Okay, see, like something like this, I don't know if you'll know. Which small town mockumentary did The Office co-creator Greg Daniels also create?
What?
Guess.
I have no idea.
Parks and Rec.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Mockumentary.
All right, who was the last character to speak in the series finale of The Office?
Was it Dwight?
Pam.
Man. This is not going well.
This is one that you won't know, but it's kind of cool trivia for the people who are listening. What's the real-life name of Poor Richard's Pub in Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Oh, no idea.
Pickwick's Pub. All right. Which Pennsylvania county is Scranton located in, as seen on Dwight's volunteer sheriff's deputy mug?
Lackawanna County.
Boom. You got it. See, now that's a tough one. I would never have guessed. So that only appeared on his mug, and you read that?
No, because they've also mentioned it before in other episodes. Like they'll say, Lackawanna County. Yeah.
All right. What is Scranton's nickname, mentioned a few times in the series?
The Electric City.
Boom. Man, you're on this. In 2018 online auction of The Office props, which item was the top seller at $29,000?
I would have no idea.
Guess.
A prop?
Yep.
In 2018.
See, some of these are, like you said, you're not going to be able to get,
Right.
but they are kind of, if someone's into the
Right.
office,
Well,
this
and
is
I want
something
to know,
cool.
but I don't know. What
Yep.
is it? What is it?
It's the Dunder Mifflin Incorporated sign.
Hmm.
That would be kind of cool. Maybe, you should have got that and hung it in our house somewhere.
I know.
That would have been perfect.
I could hang it up here.
All right. How many accountants are there on the show?
3.
Boom. Yep. How many salespeople are there in Scranton office in season 3?
In season 3. Yeah. Okay.
See, I would be
but
like,
see,
three?
At the beginning of season 3, there's this, Jim's gone. So is it the beginning of season 3? Because at the end of season 3, it changes.
I don't know. It says, how many salespeople are there in Scranton office in season 3?
Okay, well.
Just name all of them.
So, like if Jim was back, Jim, Karen, Andy, Dwight, Ryan, Phyllis, and Stanley.
Yeah, you named them all.
Oh.
Yep, 7. Boom. Which actor sings the Threat Level Midnight theme song? I don't know.
Isn't it Michael Scott?
It's actor Ed Helms. So it's probably.
Oh, yeah, Ed Helms.
Oh.
That's Andy Bernard.
Okay.
You know Ed Helms. You know Andy Bernard.
I do. See, I haven't watched it in so long.
But do you know who Andy Bernard is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
from like The Hangover and stuff.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it in so long.
And then
I
when I
never
think of
remember
it, it is him. Yes, singing.
Which cast member shot the original opening credit footage while researching Scranton, Pennsylvania?
BJ Novak.
Nope. John.
Oh.
What's his last name? Krasinski?
Yeah, but did it just say John?
Yep, John Krasinski. How many awards did Steve Carell win for portraying Michael Scott?
No idea.
Oh,
Should have got 1 million.
boy, this is actually more than I thought.
What?
29.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
Well deserved.
Whoa. Jenna Fisher is godmother of which cast member's daughter?
Angela's.
Wow, and you knew that?
I'm just assuming because they're really good friends.
Okay.
Because they started a podcast.
And how do you know that? Oh, they did?
Yeah, they started a podcast talking about stuff about The Office.
Well, what the heck?
I know.
You should have a podcast with them. You should just hop right in with them.
I should.
That would be good. All right. Which castmate was on John Krasinski's Little League team? That's interesting, too.
Was it BJ Novak?
Bingo. Nailed it. All right. What type of king does Rainn Wilson claim he is, as seen in the title of his memoir?
King. I don't know what.
Bassoon. I don't know. All right. Okay, which main cast member didn't watch the UK version in fear they'd base their character off the UK one?
John Krasinski.
Nope, Steve Carell.
Oh.
See, that's one of the other...
And I did watch like one episode, and it was hard to watch.
Oh, it wasn't good. You didn't...
But I also could, like there were things that were taken and put into the US one. So I don't know. It was strange. It's just different.
I'd like to take a look at that just to see.
Yeah.
Because is it just totally ripped off? Is it the same episodes and everything?
No, but it's just not as good.
The UK version is not
Yeah.
as good. Okay. All right. In which city was the official Office wrap party held on May 4th, 2013?
I don't know.
Scranton.
I feel like there's like too many just like not about
But
the show. It's like, oh, you need to know this extra stuff,
hey,
right?
You have to if you're a super fan.
You should do some multiple choice.
This is one that you should be able to guess.
I wasn't really paying attention to it. But
all right, let's see.
The multiple choice too.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got to ask this last one. Which cast member left a $69.69 tip at Iowa City's Bo James Bar in April 2019?
No idea.
Brian Baumgartner. And who is that?
I don't know. Who is that?
Cast member. All right. Let's see here.
Not sure.
With 22.9 million viewers, which fifth season episode was the most watched of the entire series?
Fifth season.
See, now, is that something you know, the actual titles of the...
I don't know the titles of them, but I know what happens in them.
Okay.
Like
Well, say a little bit about what happens in this one, and maybe someone can decide if you're right.
Is it when he starts his own paper company? Michael Scott Paper Company?
It's called Stress Relief. So I don't know.
Oh, of course. Stress Relief is like he sets up the fire drill.
Okay.
And then Stanley has a heart attack, and then he does the CPR on the dummy, and he's like the staying alive thing. And
yeah, I remember
Dwight cuts off the face. The stress relief, though,
I remember that.
He's going to save lives.
Let's move over to the multiple choice, because these are, like you said, there are a lot of things that you really wouldn't know unless you were a super fan.
Or like followed an auction or knew
about
the
they're cool facts to know.
Yes, they are.
But all right, we'll do a couple.
They're ones that I'll forget about right away that you can play this game again. I won't remember them.
Yeah, true. Actually, that's another thing we should do. After this podcast, we should go through and memorize all these. So if we ever play with our friends.
I know. Why didn't we do that before?
Yeah, we should have done that.
Why didn't I do that before? I should have memorized my answers.
All right. What did Pam call the day that occurred once a year when Michael had to sign the paychecks, approve the purchase orders, and initial the expense report?
Perfect storm.
Didn't even need the multiple choice. Yep, perfect storm. All right. What phrase did Stanley start adding to the end of his sentence?
Shove it up your butt. Is that it?
That's sick. No, that's
Is that it?
No.
Oh, darn it.
Why would you say that?
That's what it says on the back of the card.
It is. I was going to say.
That is what it said.
I saw you getting...
I did get nervous because I was like, we're going to have to stop this podcast.
I look over and you're just turning red. So if you guys want to see Chelsey get a little bit flustered, head on over to the YouTube channel and you can watch this episode in its entirety on YouTube at some point.
Yeah.
Whenever I get to editing that. All right, let's do 3 more. All right. What did Meredith do to Michael after accepting her Dundie for Best Mother?
She gave him a kiss, I think.
Yep. Nailed it. And these are multiple choice now.
Best Mother, Meredith.
But these are multiple choice now. And
you haven't given me the choice.
I know, exactly.
Because these are more like, this is the show.
Yeah, right. All right. What did Michael's GPS make him do?
Drive into a lake.
Yep. All right. What did Dwight name his coffee shop after he bought the building?
Oh, give me choices.
All right. Dwight's Espresso Express, Dwight's Java Jolt, or Dwight's Caffeine Corner?
Oh, is it the Caffeine Corner one?
It is.
Okay.
Yep. All right. And the final one, what did Jim claim he gets when he drinks? A, pranky. B, handsy. C, angry.
Pranky?
Yep.
Okay.
Bingo. All right. So, after the first ones, you came back with the multiple choice.
I wish we had done these ones instead.
I wish we would have too, because you totally redeemed yourself when you were doing those. And if I would have read the directions on here, I'm sure these blue ones are,
for the super fans.
Show facts. So you have to know. The
super fans, not for people just like.
Not for people who just like the show.
Right. Yeah, so right. It's like people who,
You did pretty good though, and there's a lot of good facts on here. Maybe if you guys like this kind of episode, maybe we'll come back on and finish Chelsey's. You're not able to read these before we do it again on the podcast because the people are dying to know. I'm sure they want me to finish to see and prove myself. To see if you can answer at least 90% correct.
I know
all of the multiple choice ones.
Yeah, well, there were only like 5 left, so
only like 5 left. Well, no, there was actually. I only grabbed a stack, so I think there's a lot more.
There's more
in, the game,
in there?
But,
okay.
So, all of that was from the Office trivia game. And it says, is that a well-known game? I don't know.
I don't know. I think I got it from my sister for Christmas.
I haven't actually, maybe there's an actual game to it other than just looking through them. But I hope you guys had fun listening to us ramble on about The Office and the Vikings. We had a lot of fun making this episode. I don't know if you did. I had a lot of fun making this episode.
I did once I started knowing answers.
I think my favorite part about it was making you nervous on that one one answer. So thanks again for listening. I really appreciate all of you. We're having a lot of fun with this podcast. Like I say every episode, I've got a lot of fun people lined up. Maybe we'll get to some more interviews here in the near future, but let me know in the comments and in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, what are your favorite episodes? Do you like this type of episode, or do you like the sit-down interviews with the content creators? Is there someone that maybe you like, or a topic that you want to hear about that you want me to interview someone or talk about the subject? Let me know, and I would be glad to hopefully find you guys some answers and hopefully get whoever you want on the show. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.